there's a lot of potential for aggressive expansion. So which of you fine gentlemen would like to join our team? Oh, there's only one spot open right now, so we're gonna have tryouts.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and we've got some exciting breaking news from DC Comics. We've been waiting for the full solicitations for DC in March. We know that's going to have all the new series, all the new creative teams. Obviously, we have some holdovers. James Tynion has been talking about working with Guillem March on another Batman-related project, and we finally have the answer. It's going to be a Joker series. It's starting in March, and here to talk with me about that is the man so cool they call him the Breed. Eric Brain, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Wes.
Well, I'm glad you could make it, buddy. We were going to talk about this big topic today, and all of a sudden, all this breaking news happened. So we're talking comic books. It's mostly going to be positive today. This is something. While I'm not absolutely loving James Tynion's Batman, I do like his Guillem March and James Tynion working together. Joker is an exciting character, a little bit overexposed right now, but I think people are going to be really excited. It sounds like this is going to be working off of the teaser that was in, what was that, Batman 100, where there was a Joker-Bane conflict that was happening. They alluded that we would see more of it in 2021. Now, before we get into the rest of the details, I do want to say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs down if you don't. And we want to hear your thoughts on Guillem March and James Tynion IV's Joker series coming out in March. Big news. Is this the first new series that people are going to be excited for? What say you, Braden? Are you excited for this?
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. I had not been liking a whole lot I've been hearing about Future State and what was going to come out of it. This, and no one is more tired of the Joker than me, but it's one of those where they're going to use him. Are they going to come up with a way to use him that could actually keep readers engaged? And I think they found it. The premise of the series is not just another Joker story. He's now the most wanted man in the world, finally. And the story is going to center around Jim Gordon decides to track him to Europe, I believe, for like one final manhunt before he retires. So I think that's a good idea, because you have a Joker-centric story that doesn't revolve 100% around the bat.
And it kind of ties some things together. Obviously, Commissioner Gordon is no longer the commissioner after he became infected. Who is it? Bullock is now the commissioner. James Gordon is out of the job. We've seen in, I believe, the pages of Batgirl here, he was still trying to keep up with everything that's going on. Now he's got a manhunt to do to take down the most wanted criminal in the world. Obviously, a man that has done, or a criminal that has done bad things to Jim Gordon and his family many, many times. So it feels like it'll be a nice personal story, and I'm hoping Jim Gordon gets his man.
That would be nice. Now, the wishful thinking is that this series would culminate in someone finally putting the Joker in the ground. And even if that meant a new Joker picks up the mantle, or one of the other two Jokers that's still alive, or however they would do it, we're probably not going to get that. But if they bring in the elements, there was a scene in Batman 100 with Bane that he, didn't like the way Bane killed Alfred in front of the wrong audience, and I understand
he thought he wasted his death.
Yeah,
he said you should have traumatized Batman with this. You traumatized his son. What were you thinking?
Now, and we all know at some point Alfred's coming back. If somehow that's tied into this series, that would be, icing on the cake. But honestly, I'm looking forward to this, because I said I didn't think there was any way to get me excited about a Joker story, but this might do it. And I do know we're going to get Punchline also. It'll be interesting to see how their dynamic evolves. Hopefully it won't be.
I don't know that they're going to be together. What's interesting about the Punchline story, and I don't mean to cut in, it is a backup story. This is like an anthology ongoing. And the backup story is going to be written by James Tynion and Sam Johns, the same writing pair that was on the Punchline one-shot, with Mirka Andolfo on art. She was also the artist. So I imagine this is going to be a continuation of that story, which is kind of Punchline is in jail, and the tide of public sentiment is kind of turned on her in her favor, where people saying she isn't a criminal, it was Joker's fault, and that she should be freed. And I think we're probably going to see that trial or something like that.
We may. And a lot of times in anthologies, you'll have the main story and the backup story, or not in or in books that have two features, that the two features seem to be self-contained, but they end up leading to a coming together. And I think that's what you may see happen in this book, that somewhere down the line, she's eventually going to get out of prison, obviously, and go either to, wreak vengeance on the Joker, to join back up with the Joker. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I do expect to see them coming together at some point in this series.
Well, at the end of the Punchline story, Joker, I believe he was in a cafe, and he saw her interview going on TV, and he said, our plan is happening just like we anticipated. So obviously they are working together, and I guess her getting caught and being interviewed and people discovering her podcast where she was like enveloping herself into like the Joker psychology and trying to contact him is somehow all part of Joker's plan, probably the reason he's in Europe as well.
But are you ever really working with the Joker?
Well, I think the final shoe will drop on her when she realizes that she was just his plaything the whole time, and maybe their relationship isn't quite what she imagined it was.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we do have some of the cover art. Obviously, the one in the middle with Bane is the main cover. I believe the one on the left is a variant. One on the right as well, featuring Punchline. Haven't got to see any of the interior art yet, but with what Guillem March, the ink Guillem March was putting down on the page for the Batman series, obviously before Jorge Jimenez kind of took over as a primary artist, I don't think we have anything to be worried about. It's going to be top flight.
I like Guillem March's art even better than Jorge Jimenez. I know that puts me in a minority, but
That's crazy.
Well,
it's really good though.
It's not like I said Riley Rossmo was better.
Well, okay, yeah, that would be.
I think March draws nice angular people, and he's got a good feel for the Bat books, and he's got plenty of experience drawing Joker's paramours, because he's done Harley Quinn for years before this. So I'm looking forward to the art being holding up its end of the story. Absolutely.
Yeah, and one of the best parts about Guillem March's when he was doing Batman is his Joker is awesome. It's probably even better than his Batman.
I will give you that, yes.
So I don't know. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about this? You know what? Like I said, we were all kind of a little bit down, realizing almost everything that was going on in Future State was going to transfer over to the mainline DC series. All the main creators and everything. We knew there was this title that this Jim Gordon related title that James Tynion was working on. Now we know that it's a Joker title where James Gordon is going to be hunting him down. How excited are you? 1 to 10. How excited are you?
I'm going to put this in the 8 or so because, as I said, I didn't think there was any way you could get me excited about a Joker story in 2021, considering we've had so much in the last couple of years, and this is going to do it, I think.
Yeah, we've had the Joker movie, we've had the 3 Joker story, we had the Joker War, we've had Harley, Joker, Criminal Sanity, Joker. There's been a lot of Joker.
Shoehorned into metal. He's everywhere.
Absolutely. I think he was part of wasn't he the one giving away the dark? No, that was Lex Luthor, but he was part of Lex Luthor's super Doom, what is it? Legion of Doom, right?
I'm pretty sure he showed up in a couple Marvel comics.
Yeah, he's probably in crossover over the Image. He's everywhere. So I don't know. Is there anything else besides the manhunt or the Punchline angle that you think is kind of left out there, maybe that James Tynion's worked with, or maybe that's just was in recent Joker history that you're hoping they cover as well, or maybe a Joker associated character?
No, it'd be nice if they could borrow some elements from Jeff Johns' 3 Jokers, but I'm not anticipating that happening here. So I think we're just going to get, like I said, the one Joker, the manhunt, eventually, meeting up with Punchline. And I think, yeah, and obviously the Bane element, and I think you'll see some conflict with other characters from the Joker War, depending on who what characters they shift over to Europe, depending on how long the story takes place over there. But no, I said I trust Tynion to tie up the loose ends if there are any, and I'm looking forward to this being a pretty good series.
Well, there you have it, folks. The first big series of DC Comics has been announced for March that I think most people are going to be really excited for. Even the Wonder Girl series that's going to feature Yara Flor, I don't think people want to see like a teenage Yara Flor. I think they like the adult Yara Flor that we've had previewed in future states. So I think this is the first title that I think a vast majority of DC fans are going to be like, yep, that was what I was hoping for, and hopefully it delivers a good. Obviously, this is carrying through the pages or after the end of Joker War and Batman 100. It is also going to include the Punchline, or continue on the Punchline story that Sam Johns and James Tynion had worked with Mirka Andolfo. So it's all good stuff, and hopefully everything is going to be looking up for DC Comics. Obviously, we also got the lineup for Generation Shattered. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, and I think maybe you'll be excited about that one as well.
I believe I will be.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.